Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Frost and welcome back to another Top 5. Hell yeah, hope you guys are doing well and welcome to the Top 5 of my favourite weapons in Black Ops Cold War. Hell yeah, hope you guys are doing well, welcome to another one. Basically, if you're not aware what Top 5 is, well, I count down the Top 5 and in this instance I'm doing my 5 favourite weapons. I don't really have a thing for this, it's just kind of, I've done one from most of the gun setups of, LMG, AR, SMG, and the DMR, DMR. I don't care about snipers, don't use them very much, so they're not on the list. If you do have a top 5 for future reference, or you want me to do one, for whatever reason, either put it in the comments or my Discord section, Discord server even, what the fuck am I on about? Yeah, link in the description for that, and with that being said, let's get into this, shall we? Coming at number 5 spot, I've put the AUG, or DMR, for this list. Yes, how fun. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but there will not be a sniper on this list, and as such, there's 2 assault rifles. However, the AUG is our DMR. Coming at the number 5 spot, I'm going to ask, you might be asking why. Why did I pick this over the M16, or the Type 20, or the other ones? What other ones are there? Christ, I don't even remember. But this is my favourite DMR. Now, I don't use DMRs much, but when it does come down to, gameplay and stuff, I do use them sometimes. They're fun to use. And the reason I use the AUG is quite simple. It's not the most, it's not the strongest, don't get me wrong, but it's the funnest. It's a burst fire, right? Now, I'm not normally the biggest fan of burst fire weapons, but this one is different to me because it's a burst fire, but it's strong. You know what I mean? It's a strong burst fire, it's not like weak. I think it's about like depending on the range you are, it's about 1 to 2 shots to get a kill. And that's pretty decent, you know what I mean? Well, 1 to 2 fire bursts, I should say, to get a kill. Which is pretty decent. A lot of the time is 1, and you get a headshot, it's most likely going to be 1. But yeah, it's an overall, I think personally, it's an overall good weapon. It's got very little recoil, obviously it's a DMR, they don't have much recoil, but it's got a very, very tiny amount of it, and that's good. You don't want a high recoil weapon. It's got fast fire rate depending on your trigger finger, so that's also a decent plus to it. It's got good damage, you're running fast with it. I can, get some pretty decent streaks with the thing, it's an all-round solid weapon. The AUG is just fun, it's my favourite DMR in this game. Therefore, I've put it on this list because there isn't a sniper. So, although it's number 5, it's still really high on the list in my opinion. Kind of, anyway. But yeah, number 4, I put the RPD. This is our LMG. Now, I was tempted to put the latest, well, not the latest, but the kind of newer version with the. Christ, I forgot his name now. It's basically the melee from Advanced Warfare, but yeah, it's the Cold War version. You know how it is. But yeah, the RPD is my favourite LMG in this game, purely because I think, LMGs are normally strong. The M60 is strong, this is strong, the MLE is strong. They're just strong weapons, but I like the RPD kind of for the similar reasons I put the AUG on the list, where it's, there's not much recoil. It's got a solid fire rate because obviously they fire slower with the LMGs, but although it fires slower, it's not bad in any way, shape or form. I just think it's an all-round solid gun, and it's also got a pretty good time to kill. But whatever. Not everyone cares about time to kills, but I do. It's good to have it in a gunfight. But yeah, as I said, LMGs, a lot of people don't use them because they think it's not really scummy to use an LMG. But kind of like with DMRs, I don't use them often, but if it's for content or something, I do. But, LMGs are fun, right? The RPD, fun weapon. If you've never, if you want to get into LMGs, use the RPD. I promise you will have a blast with it. You can melt the enemy team with the RPD. Granted, you can do it with any LMG, but the RPD in particular is my favourite. And also, it was in Black Ops, so it gives that kind of, nostalgic, I guess you could say. Plus, it was in Black Ops 2 Zombies, so if you played that as well, you get the kind of nostalgic feeling. But yeah, overall, Solid weapon, I put it in number 4. Now, we're on the SMG, the Bullfrog. Our SMG for this list. Now, it's not the most powerful, the Bullfrog. I would say it's honestly pretty hit or miss. But, you know, there's powerhouses like the MP5 or the Tech 9 or, you know, all those type of guns. And they've also got the funner guns. Well, some people say the funner guns like the Milano and stuff. Ultimately, it comes into your choice. But this is my list, my opinion. And therefore, the Bullfrog is at number 3. Now, here you ask why. Well, number 1 has got a sick name, like the Bullfrog. That sounds fucking cool. Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, you're not going for long shots with the fucking thing, but overall, I would say, you know, you do pretty well. It's got a pretty decent fire rate. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest either. It's got a pretty good time to kill if you hit them, like, you know, on the above upper body, and in the head, obviously. And yeah, you can do well with this gun if you know what you're doing, I would say. That's honestly my greater opinion of it. If you know what you're doing, you can do well with this gun. Now, I don't know what I'm doing, but, you know, I would like to think that sometimes I do. Sometimes I do good with this gun, sometimes I don't, but you can say that for literally any weapon in Call of Duty, so, you know, do with it what you will. However, the Bullfrog to me is kind of special. I like it. You know, I'm not going to say the, you know, the best gun is the strongest gun, because I've never thought that. I would never say, like, you know, your favourite isn't the best, or maybe it is, but for a lot of people, the favourite will never be the best one, you know? And it's not the best SMG, but it's my favourite, purely because of its time to kill, how fun it feels, you've got fast mobility with the thing. It's an overall solid weapon. If you've never used it before, I might recommend it, you know? But let's be real, you probably use all the weapons, so. Number 2, the Krig 6, my second favourite assault rifle for this list. You probably could already guess what the first one is, if you're kinda with the channel, but let's move into the Krig 6, shall we, before we do that. Why do I like the Krig 6, I hear you ask? Well, glad you asked, random person on the internet. Basically, the Krig 6 is special to me in ways, because it was actually the first, well, one of the first weapons I got when I started playing Cold War to level 55. No, it's level 55, isn't it? But yeah, special weapon to me. It's got a good time to kill, as most assault rifles do. Overall, very good weapon. Low recoil. It's got a good ammo size, you know. It's not clunky. It doesn't feel weird. It's solid, you know what I mean? You use the weapon and you're like, wow, I like this fucking thing. That's basically how I feel with it. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it, really. The weapon feels nice. I would say, well, most assault rifles in this game do feel pretty good, but what makes the Krig 6 special, in my opinion, is honestly the fact that with the Krig 6, I seem to perform better, other than number 1 spot, but with like the EM2 and the AK and all that stuff, I seem to perform better with this thing, honestly. And it's strange, I never thought I would actually say it, but I do. You know, I just feel more closer to this weapon. I've kind of like, not mastered it, don't get me wrong, but I've kind of like, I know how to handle it well. Now, it's not a very hard gun to handle, as I said. It's got low recoil, fast fire rate, you kill with it, it melts. That's basically it. But overall, this gun just feels really good to me. I love it. It's one of my favourite guns in this game, which is why it's on this list. Surprise, surprise, no mystery there. But yeah, Krig 6, number 2. And number 1, the one you all probably saw coming, is the XM4. Now, why did I say you probably saw this coming? Because I literally did a video, Christ, less than a week, well, a week ago when this video comes up, but when I'm recording this, it'll be less than a week ago. I did the XM4 weapon guide, and in that video I said I would be doing the weapon guides for all Call of Duty games on my favourite weapon. And so you can, if you watch that video, you kind of get a hint as to my favourite weapon, which is why it's number 1 on this list. I'm going to kind of go over the points I made in those videos about the XM4, so if you've already seen that video, then you may already know the points I'm about to make, and therefore, well, I'm just going to repeat myself. But let's get into it, shall we? Basically, the XM4 is a powerhouse. It is, in my opinion, the best assault rifle in this game. you know, fast fire rate, good recoil, and I know I've said that for literally every single weapon on this list, but I mean it when I talk about this fucking thing. It melts, let me tell you. You put the right attachments on this thing, and if you want an attachment guide, watch my weapon guide, you know, wink wink, cheeky plug. But yeah, this gun destroys enemy team. Assuming you know how to use it, because let's be real, we all have pretty bad games. I mean, I have some, the pros have some, you probably have some, you know, we all have them. But what makes this gun different, in my opinion, is the fact that you can do so much with it. It suits in my opinion, it suits every play style a player has. If you're aggressive as hell, it suits it. If you're campy, it suits it. If you're more kinda undecisive, I guess you could say, it suits it. Trust me, use this gun, which I know most people have, but if you want a good solid weapon, this is your answer. And you like assault rifles obviously, because everyone has different styles of weapons they like, but this gun will carry you to victory. I am telling you that right now. But yeah, that's my list. I kind of rambled on a bit, but I usually do that in these videos. Did you enjoy my list? Do you agree with it? Do you not? Let me know. If you have your own list, put it in the comments or my Discord section. Yeah, whatever. Peace.